The Bible is a complex and multifaceted text that has been a cornerstone of Western spirituality for centuries. Its teachings and stories have been interpreted and reinterpreted in countless ways, and its influence can be seen in art, literature, music, and film. However, when it comes to mainstream media, the true lessons of the Bible are often lost in translation. This is not to say that mainstream media never covers the Bible or its teachings, but rather that the way it is presented is often superficial, sensationalized, or sanitized for mass consumption. One reason why mainstream media often fails to convey the true lessons of the Bible is that it is driven by ratings and advertising revenue. News outlets and television shows are often more concerned with attracting a large audience and generating controversy than with providing nuanced and thoughtful explorations of biblical teachings. As a result, complex and nuanced themes are often reduced to simplistic soundbites or sensationalized headlines. For example, a news program may focus on a particular verse or passage that appears to condone violence or intolerance, without providing any context or explanation of the historical and cultural background in which it was written. Another reason why mainstream media often distorts the true lessons of the Bible is that it is often presented from a secular or worldly perspective. Many journalists and commentators are not themselves believers, and may not have a deep understanding of the biblical text or its underlying theology. As a result, they may interpret biblical teachings through the lens of modern secular values, such as individualism, materialism, or relativism. This can lead to a distorted or superficial understanding of the Bible, which is presented as a collection of moral maxims or self-help tips rather than a deeply spiritual and philosophical text. Furthermore, mainstream media often focuses on the most dramatic or attention-grabbing aspects of the Bible, such as the stories of creation, the flood, or the apocalypse. While these stories are certainly important and meaningful, they are not necessarily the most relevant or applicable to modern life. The Bible is a rich and diverse text that contains a wide range of teachings on topics such as love, compassion, forgiveness, and social justice. However, these themes are often overlooked or downplayed in favor of more sensational or attention-grabbing material. In addition, mainstream media often presents the Bible as a static and unchanging text, rather than a living and dynamic tradition that has evolved over time. The Bible is a text that has been interpreted and reinterpreted by countless generations of believers, and its meanings and significance have shifted and evolved over time. However, mainstream media often presents the Bible as a fixed and unchanging entity, rather than a text that is subject to ongoing interpretation and reinterpretation. Finally, mainstream media often fails to provide a balanced or nuanced perspective on the Bible, presenting it as a text that is either absolutely authoritative or completely irrelevant. In reality, the Bible is a complex and multifaceted text that can be both inspiring and challenging, comforting and confronting. It is a text that can be interpreted in many different ways, and its meanings and significance can vary widely depending on the context and perspective of the reader. However, mainstream media often presents the Bible in a simplistic or binary way, as if it is either absolutely true or completely false. In conclusion, while mainstream media may cover the Bible and its teachings, it often fails to convey the true lessons and meanings of the text. This is due to a variety of factors, including the drive for ratings and advertising revenue, a lack of understanding or appreciation for the biblical text, and a tendency to focus on sensational or attention-grabbing material. To truly understand the Bible and its teachings, it is necessary to engage with the text in a more nuanced and thoughtful way, taking into account its historical and cultural context, its underlying theology and spirituality, and its ongoing interpretation and reinterpretation over time. Only by doing so can we gain a deeper understanding of the true lessons of the Bible and appreciate its profound significance and relevance to modern life.